faithfully delivering value and interpreting great books from around the world. I Hello, this is Sally Book Talks. In this episode, I'll share The Little History of Human Cat Obsession by American natural science writer Abigail Tucker. It's a lighthearted, humorous, but potentially mind-blowing popular science bestseller. As you can tell from the title, the main subject of this book is our familiar pet cat. Speaking of cats, this is such an interesting and trendy topic. From ancient times to now, these furry little creatures have been inseparable from us. You see them everywhere, adorable, well-behaved, fun, super cute, and easy to care for. Definitely top players in winning human affection. In recent years, the obsession with cats has spread to the internet. For example, in social apps, cat memes are always popular, and countless people love using cat pictures as their profile photos. On video sites, videos about them flood the screen, and people's love for cats seems never ending. But do we really understand cats? Facing such a little creature who's always aloof and idle, have you ever wondered where they actually come from? And how did they step by step enter our living rooms? What tricks did they use to make humans, the wisest beings, willingly offer incredible affection? These questions also sparked the author's great interest. The author, Tucker, is an American natural science writer and also an extremely experienced cat lover. He grew up in a cat-loving family and has seen and raised countless cats since childhood. Here's a fun little detail. According to the author, when his two daughters learned to speak, their first word wasn't mommy or daddy, it was cat. This long-term interaction and observation deepened his strong interest in these little creatures. So he decided to write a research book about cats to uncover their story. Carrying those questions, he traveled worldwide, attended cat shows, interviewed feline biologists, and studied historical materials, finally writing this work. In 2016, as soon as this book was published, it hit the New York Times bestseller list for animal science and won 4 book awards that year. The Chinese title of this book was translated as A Little History of Human Cat Obsession by the publisher, but its original English title is actually The Lion in the Living Room, which literally means the lion in the living room. From this title, we can see that in the author's view, domestic cats may not be mere playthings or pets. Their origins, power, and connections to ancient ancestors all proclaim their glory. Domestic cats are actually worthy of human awe. Just as lions conquered the African savanna, they've successfully conquered human living rooms and emotions. The title of the new King of Beasts might well belong to cats. We've covered the basics of this book. Now let's explore the world behind cats together. The entire book is about 180,000 words long. So I'll share the essence of this book through 3 key aspects. First, the origin of domestic cats and their history of conquering the world. Second, the complex love-hate relationship between cats and humans. Third, how cats used various tactics to capture our affection. And then cat's eyes, what do we humans truly look like? All right, let's start with the first question. The origin of domestic cats and how they conquered the world. Years ago, 20th Century Fox produced the acclaimed animated film Ice Age, featuring 3 prehistoric giants escorting a human baby home, including Diego, the saber-toothed tiger, who started as a villain. But through various twists, he suddenly reformed and decided to protect the baby with friends. This heartwarming tale, celebrating friendship and courage, moved many viewers to tears. Unfortunately, biologists would tell you such heartwarming saber-toothed tiger stories exist only in fairy tales. The truth is, since prehistoric times millions of years ago, felines like saber-toothed tigers have shared an irreconcilable blood feud with humans. While modern humans dominate the food chain, our ground dwelling ancestors rarely ate meat, not by choice, but because their non existent hunting skills made them prey for terrifying beasts like giant eagles, crocodiles, snakes, and otters. Among these predators, prehistoric humans' greatest natural enemy was the ancient feline relatives, represented by giant, saber-toothed tigers. Even today, felines remain primates' number one natural predator. Anthropologists studying wild primate mortality data found up to one-third of primate deaths are caused by felines, while canines account for less than one-tenth. Interestingly, here's a twist. Feline fangs could kill instantly, but they also helped humans taste meat for the first time. Archaeological evidence shows humans first ate meat 3.4 million years ago, thanks to felines. Because feline teeth were so large, they often couldn't cleanly chew prey carcasses, leaving plenty of fresh meat on the bones. Clever human ancestors spotted this opportunity. They'd hide nearby, wait for big cats to finish eating, then rush over to feast on the leftovers. Thus, humans discovered meat's deliciousness and gained high-quality protein. During this process, the human brain kept developing. It's fair to say felines put our ancestors on the evolutionary fast track. Fast forward 10,000 years to the Neolithic Age. Modern domestic cats' ancestors finally entered history, with human-feline power dynamics completely transformed. Neolithic humans could craft weapons to kill fierce felines like tigers, driving them beyond settlements. Humans also domesticated livestock for steady meat and mastered fire for cooking. It was then that cats truly entered human lives. DNA research reveals most modern cats descend from African wildcats resembling tabby cats, still found in Turkey, Iraq, and the Near East. About 10,000 years ago, these wildcats stumbled into human settlements while fleeing predators, eventually sneaking into fragrant kitchens, trying to steal human leftovers, just like our ancestors stole meat from saber-toothed tigers. Now the roles have reversed. Initially, wildcats' attempts failed. They were seen as easy meals by primitive humans, caught and roasted. But primitive humans soon discovered wildcats hunted mice, so they kept them as helpers. This is where cats began their global conquest. A 9,500-year-old cat grave in Cyprus shows people cherished cats even then. Later brought to Egypt, 4,000-year-old paintings show cats became household pets. By 2,000 years ago, seafaring Phoenicians carried them to Italy, Greece, and Spain. Even Nordic pirates adored cats, bringing captured ones to Iceland. But this was just Eurasia. Britain's colonial efforts truly globalized cats. British ships delivered cats to the Americas. They then released cats across Pacific Islands and Australia to control rodent populations. Interestingly, Australian Aboriginals, never having seen cats, lifted them in awe upon first encounter. On some islands, natives schemed to steal cats from docked ships. When Captain Cook docked in Tonga, locals stole 2 cats. 19th century Aboriginals even carried cats in pouches. Similarly, cats expanded eastward 2,000 years ago. They sailed between Greece, Rome, and the Far East, reaching India, China, and Thailand. In Asia, these cats inbred in new environments, mutating genes and developing unique appearances. Today's black-faced, blue-eyed Siamese and Burmese cats are variants from that era. And over 200 years ago, Siamese cats were kept only in Thai palaces and temples, reclusive nobility until the 1880s, when diplomatic gifts revealed them. Domestic cats spread globally without obstacles, covering the world after thousands of years. By the early 20th century, even Antarctica had cat footprints. Though cats have ancient origins, their population only exploded in modern times. This closely relates to social developments over the past century. Since the 20th century, urban expansion made high-rise apartments mainstream. Plus, more retired seniors made cats seemingly quiet and low-maintenance ideal companions for city dwellers. In 1947, cat litter was invented, letting cats live cleanly indoors forever. This transitioned cats from outdoor roamers to full-time indoor companions. From 1986 to 2006 alone, U.S. domestic cats grew 50%, reaching 100 million. We've covered cats' origins, how over 10,000 years they secured their place in human living rooms. Next is part two, the complex love-hate relationship between cats and humans. Earlier, we noted cats are likely humanity's favorite pets today, possibly number one. Their author shares data 600 million domestic cats worldwide, triple dogs, and still growing. In some countries, they even outnumber humans. By these numbers alone, cats are undoubtedly humanity's close companions. But historically, the author finds a peculiar relationship between cats and humans. The author argues cats and humans were often in a tug of war, despite a long honeymoon period. Yet simultaneously, cats were hunted as deadly enemies. Even today, mass exterminations occur worldwide. How did this happen? We must revisit cat-human origins. As mentioned, 10,000 years ago, Neolithic humans domesticated cats for mousing, starting their millennia-long honeymoon. The most dedicated cat owners were undoubtedly ancient Egyptians. In Egyptian mythology, the sun god transformed into a cat to defeat Apophis, the serpent blocking sunrise and sunset, perfectly aligning with cats' snake-hunting instincts. Thus, by 2000 BC, Egyptians revered cats as divine incarnations. Every household kept them, shaving eyebrows when cats died naturally as mourning. Intentionally killing cats was a capital crime, punishable by death. In the late 19th century, a cat cemetery with 300,000 burials was discovered in Egypt. The cats were embalmed with spices, meticulously mummified, and buried with toy mice and yarn balls for play. In seafaring Mediterranean nations, cats became essential mascots. They eliminated rodents while being adorable companions, even helpful crewmates. They enriched pirates' and merchants' monotonous voyages, becoming integral to maritime culture. Even today, nautical terms reference cats, like the British Navy's punishment whip called the cat-nine tails. The narrow bridge between ship masts is called the catwalk, literally cat's path, likely named after cats traversing high sails. This reflects ancient sailing cats' aerial patrols. While appearing harmonious with humans, cats also face deep suspicion and hatred. Mass cat exterminations cyclically occurred worldwide from the 13th century onward. Medieval mass killing stemmed from superstition. In 1233, Pope Gregory IX's Vox in Rama declared demons disguised as cats infiltrated homes. For 300 plus years, Christians across Europe tortured countless cats to death, purging evil spirits. Black cats suffered most, targeted simply for matching witches' robes. Research suggests medieval hatred arose from cats' nocturnal secrecy, tormenting prey, and untamed gaze, breeding human distrust. So, in European legends back then, cats almost always appeared as witches, devils, informants, or other evil identities. Even today, in many European countries' cultural subconscious, superstitions about black cats bringing bad luck persist. In modern times, with medical advancements, people began viewing cats as virus carriers. But this perspective was full of prejudice, leading to repeated mass purges of cats. In 1916, polio swept through New York City, USA. Caused by poliovirus, this highly contagious disease could cause lifelong disability or death in infants. Despite medical authorities insisting cats didn't carry poliovirus, panic-stricken people expelled their cats, forcing New York authorities to euthanize displaced pets. Statistics show 72,000 pet cats were innocently killed in this panic. This did nothing to curb the epidemic. Toxoplasma gondii is a terrifying yet ubiquitous parasite. Since the early 20th century, doctors found toxoplasma infections during pregnancy caused miscarriages, stillbirths, childhood blindness, and intellectual disabilities. In 1969, scientists confirmed cats as Toxoplasma's definitive host, their bellies being the parasite's stronghold. Cats became universally feared, leading to another wave of mass abandonments and killings of pet cats in the US. However, newer research shows stray cats roaming outdoors have far higher infection rates than abandoned pet cats. And while cats are unlucky hosts, humans can't solely blame them for toxoplasma infections. In fact, eating raw meat, unwashed produce, or contaminated water carries high infection risks. Beyond toxoplasma, modern cat purges often stem from protecting ecosystems and endangered species. Don't be fooled by their cute appearance. Ecologists' data shows domestic cats are apex predators with superb hunting skills and physical prowess, rivaling wild beasts. Cats even kill purely for the sake of killing. Even when full, they'll kill small animals nearby, simply driven by their hunter's instinct. In 2013, a scientific report revealed that pet and stray cats in the US kill 3.7 billion birds annually, the leading unnatural cause of bird deaths. Additionally, mammals killed by cats range from 6.9 to 20.7 billion each year. Their diet is incredibly diverse, preying on over 1,000 species, including small birds, snakes, and lizards. They'll eat almost anything they catch. Their reproduction is astonishing. A female cat can birth up to 8 kittens in just 2 months. With these talents, wherever domestic cats go, they unleash mass predation. The rainforests, islands, cities, or villages, their ecosystems suffer devastating blows. Thus, Australia's Environment Agency branded cats brutal beasts, and the IUCN listed them among Earth's 100 most invasive species. To protect biodiversity, nations like Australia, NZ, South Africa, and the US run large-scale stray cat eradication programs. Methods include viruses, poisons, and hunting, but treating these feline killers as archenemies proves ineffective. Okay, cat populations get temporarily suppressed in some areas, but only briefly. Soon, cat colonies rebound resiliently like weeds after rain. All right, we've now covered the complex cat-human relationship from historical perspective. You've likely realized cats are both indispensable helpers or pets and targets of human vigilance, even slaughter. To summarize in one phrase, love-hate relationship fits best. This contradictory dynamic has permeated human-cat history from past to present. Finally, Part 3. How cats captured human affection through tactics and how humans appear in cats' eyes. After this discussion, you might notice modern domestic cats seem useless to humans. True, cats long served as grain protectors, but improved living conditions and rodenticides made mousing obsolete. Modern house cats mainly spend their time zoning out, sleeping, acting cute, and occasionally bullying the family dog, basically doing nothing productive. Yet, we don't mind their uselessness at all. We eagerly become cat servants and obsessively consume cat culture. So why are humans so obsessed with cats? The book offers evolutionary clues. The research shows cats cunningly reshape themselves to win human affection. And it might all be calculated manipulation. Physically, cats evolved over millennia to resemble human babies, triggering our maternal instincts. Studies suggest cats have the most human-like faces among animals. Notice their chubby faces, big round eyes, baby fat cheeks, and button noses. Ethologist Conrad Lorenz called these baby schema triggers. In referring to infantile traits, these features activate our nurturing instincts, releasing hormones that stimulate the brain's pleasure center. Ask friends how many became cat owners purely because of that irresistible face. Beyond faces, average cats weigh 3.6 kilograms, nearly matching human newborns. This isn't coincidence. Scientists believe this is evolutionary strategy to charm humans. Their vocalizations are even more cunning. Cat cries subconsciously remind humans of baby whales. MRI scans show cat vocalizations alter blood flow patterns in human brains. And more shockingly, Cats likely adjust their meows to mimic baby cries just to grab attention, to suggest deliberate evolutionary choices to trigger maternal instincts. Beyond looks, domestic cats' brains shrank by 1/3 compared to African wildcats. Do you think domestic cats became stupid? Of course not. The atrophied part is in the cerebellar limbic area, which only reduces their fear perception. Thus, cats' fight or flight instinct faded, making them bolder and more eager to please owners with actions like hand licking. Under these tactics, humans fell hopelessly in love with cats. But do cats love us back equally after all our devotion? Interestingly, the book answers no. The author argues domestic cats usually ignore human affection. If describing feline feelings toward humans, indifference fits best. Studies show, unlike other domesticated animals, cats maintained stubbornly persistent genes during evolution. Biologist Darwin proposed domesticated animals gradually develop traits like floppy ears, curled tails, and smaller teeth. Later scientists termed these features domestication syndrome. But modern cats show little such change, a puzzling anomaly. Domestic cats look nearly identical to their African wildcat ancestors 10,000 years ago, with minimal genetic divergence. So, despite cute appearances, these domestic cats retain intense primal wildness. Globally, over 200 dog breeds are officially recognized today. From Chihuahuas to Huskies, dogs vary enormously in size, temperament, and physiology, but only 41 cat breeds exist, many differing just slightly in coat patterns. This evidence confirms cats remain far from fully domesticated. Their slow domestication also hinders human-feline communication. British vet Daniel Mills tested cats and dogs separately. Owners and strangers entered rooms while observing reactions. Dogs sought owners, cats avoided owners and played equally with strangers. Japanese researchers believe humans and dogs share similar social patterns, both being pack animals. Through long domestication and coexistence, humans and dogs developed eye contact communication. When owners and dogs lock eyes, both release pleasure hormones, reinforcing their special bond. But cats are different. They're natural, loners, independent, and solitary. Most wild adult cats live, hunt, roam, and play alone, rarely cooperating or socializing. Pet cats retain these traits, often neither needing nor wanting close human contact. Unlike human dog eye contact, cats communicate primarily through scent when interacting. For example, when cats rub against legs, they're using facial or tail glands to leave scent messages. Unfortunately, human sense of smell is too weak to decode these signals. Cats' communication efforts go unnoticed by humans, making it feel wasted. Thus, the author argues humans and cats suffer mutual communication barriers, mismatched partners. Cat owners lavish affection in human ways, but cats remain largely indifferent, offering little response. To these proud, detached creatures, humans might seem like hopeless fools. All right, we've nearly covered this fascinating cat history. Let's recap the 3 key sections shared in this episode. First, the origin of domestic cats and their global conquest. Modern cats descend from African wildcats. Around 10,000 years ago, in the Middle East, cats formed alliances with Neolithic humans by hunting mice. They then sailed globally on human ships, securing their place in our living rooms. Second, the complex human-cat relationship, best described as love-hate. Cats won ancient Egyptians and sailors' favor with superb mousing skills and charm. Yet they faced suspicion, religious persecution, virus accusations, and today, ecological concerns driving mass stray cat purges. Third, how domestic cats captured human affection through tactics. They evolved their appearance and calls to mimic human babies, making us adore them unconditionally. But deep down, they retain intense primal wild genes. Full domestication remains distant. Despite our endless pampering, cats likely remain indifferent toward their owners. Lastly, the Chinese translator was actually just a student. After translating, he was so captivated by Cat's magical world that he adopted a stray kitten, officially joining the proud cat servant ranks, proving feline charm is irresistible. If you're already a cat slave or planning to become one, this book will offer new feline insights. All right, that concludes our interpretation of The Little History of Human Cat Obsession. Keynotes are below the audio. See you tomorrow.